Hi everyone, my name's Wilson. I'm part of the PE and School Sport Network team here in Southwark. So we look after all the Southwark primary and secondary schools around PE, sport, health and wellbeing. And today I'm going to be taking you through a lesson for Southwark around being physically active, and our theme is going to be around actually going through the jungle. So we're going to be doing that in different ways and moving in different ways, maybe imitating some of the animals that we see on our journey, okay? All you need today is a little bit of space, okay? So you actually today don't need any equipment, but you will need some water, okay? So I've got my water bottle here because a couple of times during this session we're going to stop off and have a little drink before we move on to the next challenge, okay? So just make sure you've got some water or some fluids close by. Okay, right, so without further ado, we're going to get started. So the first part is us just moving around to some music that we're going to play in the background, okay? So when the music starts playing, you can choose how you move around your space, okay? So I'm going to give you some examples. You can copy me or come up with your own ways of moving. It's up to you. Ready? And let's start moving. So starting by moving on the spot. Might go forwards a little bit. Might go backwards. Might start moving to the side, then go to the right hand side, then cross to my left hand side as well. Do some style jumps. Do that backwards. Okay, I'm going to raise my body a little shake. The muscles are starting to feel a little bit achy, so I'm just going to shake them out. Okay, and now I'm going to start skipping around. Make sure you change the direction as you skip. Okay, the last one I'm going to do. Just some side stepping. Okay, the last few seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2. Okay, that's the first part. So I've just warmed myself up a little bit, but now we've got to respond to what the music does, okay? So we're going to have a little game of musical statues. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have played it before. So when the music plays in the background, we're going to be moving around. But when it stops, you have to stop moving as well, okay? And at the start, you're just going to stop moving like a statue. And try and make sure you don't wobble and you don't blink. Just like that, okay? So, again, when the music starts playing, guys, choose how you're going to move around, okay? But you can copy me if you want to as well. One more. Right, as you can see, that very last one was quite tricky because I only had 1 foot on the floor. So that's how we're going to change the rules now. So when the music stops on this occasion, you're not allowed to stand with 2 feet on the ground. I want you to challenge yourself and try and stand on 1 foot to stop. And again, let's see if you can make sure that you stay still and don't wobble around. Okay? Let's have a go at that one. Ooh! Straight away I had to adjust just to make sure I stay nice and still. Ooh. This time I landed as the music stopped. Tried to make sure that I could keep those knees bent and make sure I keep the rest of my body still. Now I've really challenged myself. I've kept my foot off the floor, but also my hand too. So I've got 1 hand and 1 foot on the ground. Okay, this one's even trickier because I've just kept my knee and 1 hand on the floor and I've lifted both feet off the ground. You can make it. Hopscotch to finish, landed on 1 foot and I stayed on 1 foot. Okay, brilliant stuff guys. Hope you're still with me. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to move for 20 seconds, okay? And you've got to copy how I move and count to 20 before we move on to something else. Counting to 20 again, moving in a different way, okay? So we're going to do that, and then we're going to break for a couple of minutes, maybe just 1 minute actually, that'll probably be enough, so you can get a little bit of fluid on board before we take our little trip to the jungle, okay? So, let's move for 20 seconds. First way, we're going to move on the spot, jogging on the spot. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now let's do some star jumps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now we're going to bounce on the floor with both feet landed on the ground. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now we're going to see if we can step forward and backwards. I'm going to show you steps. In the back. Step forward and go back. It's about 8 seconds. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. This one we're just going to balance. This will be the last one. Can we hold this balance for 20 seconds? No wobbles. Whoa. It's harder as it gets longer. It's 10 seconds gone. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Oh! Okay, don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel a little bit tired. And I need some water. So, I'm going to give you a few seconds, just under a minute to get some water. So, remember, water is best. Any fluid will do, but if you can get water, that's probably better for you guys, okay? Have a little drink. Parents, have a little drink as well, don't forget about you. Hopefully you guys will take part with children too. Give your body a little shake. Ooh, that took a lot out of us. Hopefully I'll be ready for the next part. Now I've had a little bit of a rest. Okie dokie, I think I'm ready to go. Right, question is, are you guys ready to go? Because we're going to take a little trip to the jungle, okay? So if you think about your local jungle, or zoo, or somewhere that you see lots and lots of different animals, that's where we're going to go to now, okay? So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little walk, and then we've got to maybe evade a few things in order to get where all the animals are, okay? So we're going to walk around. Okay, so the obstacles are going to be coming up. Okay, so the first obstacle we see, big leaves and branches. So we're going to have to climb over some big steps. Climbing over all those branches that are in the way. So we're now getting into the really bushy part of the jungle. So climbing over the branches. Big steps, making sure we hold our balance. Okay, so we've got over those branches. What we got next? Oh, so we've got some pebbles. We're going to have to basically travel over those and try and get to the other side. So we're going to have to hop over some pebbles. So let's see if we can do that. So we're going to one foot to the other foot, then to the other foot, then to the other foot. Again to the other foot. Good. Let's see if you can keep that balance when you land, and that's too hard for you guys. You can do it like this as well. You can land with both feet on the floor. Take it off with both feet. Use your arms to help you jump. Like this. And again, once more. Okay, so we've got to the other side. Oh dear. In a river, so we're going to have to cross the river, but it looks like we're going to have to get in the water. So we're going to have to swim into the water onto the shore, okay? So we're going to now get our arms up into the water, start swimming along the shore, cross. Okay, let's start move those arms a little bit quicker so we can get to shore a little bit quicker. A little bit longer, and climb to shore. There you go. Okay, brilliant, we're there. Okay, so we can dry ourselves off. Okay, now we're ready to go and have a look to see what's in around the jungle. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get our binoculars and we're going to look around really extensively, really closely to see what animals that we actually see. And then what we're going to have to try and do is imitate the animals that we see, okay? So let's get those binoculars first and foremost. So we're going to get those in our hands and we're going to look around really carefully. So we're walking really slowly and we're looking around. And eventually we may see something. There you go, I've seen an animal, really big tall one. So the first one I've seen is a big tall giraffe. So can we imitate how the giraffe moves? Okay, so if you look at my toes, I've kept them on the floor, but I've lifted the rest of my feet off the floor, and now my arms are above my head, nice and straight. Might turn my fingers to pretend that might be the head of the giraffe, and now see if I can move just like the giraffe does. There you go. Keep going, guys. Giraffe's head might get a little bit lower as well. You might do that, and then come up again. Giraffes like to drink water from the river, so let's try and drink some water. So we might spread our legs a bit to keep our balance. Giraffe heads go down. Let's drink a little bit of water. come back up again. And let's just walk along a bit longer. Okay, fantastic guys. Let's get those binoculars again. Let's have another look. So again, we're walking to a different part of the jungle now. Let's see if we can see something different. Okay, I think I've seen something that's green along the floor jumping from one space to the next. So we're going to imitate. I think it might be a frog. So let's have a look to see how the frog moves and try and copy it. So our hands go down on the floor, and we're going to spring up with our arms going up. Keep our knees bent, travelling from one space to another. Okay, a few more jumps, just a little bit longer, maybe 3 more. 3, that's 2, 1 more big jump. Okay, we can stop there. Let's get those binoculars again. So now, high as well as low. So I look down to the floor. And then when we look high, well this time I can see some birds flying. Some really colourful birds. Let's try and copy how they fly. Okay, so get our arms out nice and straight. Move around, flapping those arms. Turning in your wings. Flying in and out of space. Go a little bit lower as well. Stirring from one position to another. Good. Might even land on a branch. Just landing on a branch. 1 foot off the floor. Then you can fly again. Okay. Get those binoculars again. Right, let's have another look. So we're looking now for something moving really fast across the floor. Ooh, what's that? Looks like a lion to me, maybe a cheetah. I might have a combination of the two, so let's try and move like a lion. Both your hands and your feet now on the floor. But if it's a cheetah, it might move a little bit faster. Lion, you might slow down a little bit. Can you keep going? Ooh, that's siren. Okay, let's get those binoculars up and looking around again. Go high, let's go low again. Okay, that's interesting. Got something that moves differently to the other animals. I can see a crab, so let's see how the crab might move. Rather than going forwards and backwards, the crab might move sideways. Can you move sideways? Lower, so you can crash down a little bit lower to make it a little bit more difficult to move along the floor. And you're moving sideways. Moving last few seconds, guys. Okay. I think we're going to get out the binoculars for one more occasion and see, we can see something that moves a little bit different to all the other animals that we've seen already. So you're looking high, looking low, and then all of a sudden a big animal pops up in front of us. It's an elephant. So what does an elephant do? So we might have this trunk that we might need to carry, and it might move a little bit slower than the other animals. So look, the trunk is swinging. Might keep it a little bit closer to my head as it swings. But my steps are really big. Again, the elephant might drink some water too. The elephant drinking some water. Lift the trunk again and move somewhere else. spot there. Right, again, all that travelling and imitators made us thirsty, so I'm going to give you a little bit of time to get some more water and a couple of sips. Once you've had your water, guys, again, just give your body a little bit of a shake, just to make sure you're feeling okay. Brilliant, guys. Right, so we've taken our little journey through to the jungle. We've seen loads of different animals. Unfortunately, it's getting really dark, okay? So it's time for us to get home. But the weather's starting to change as well, so it's getting a little bit more difficult to travel around. It's quite slippery as it's raining quite a bit, okay? So that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and hurry back through the jungle, back into the car so we can get back into our house, okay? So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to walk. But as we're walking, you see different obstacles. The first one needs you to jump over the obstacle, okay? So some branches are really high. Ooh, you have to take a big jump. We're taking another big jump. And another big jump. You might do one more big jump to clear the last obstacle. Brilliant, guys. That's one obstacle that we clear, so we're walking again. This time we've got these big old branches we've got to try and get under. So we're walking, but we're making sure that we just push these big large branches out of the way and stay nice and low so we can get through all the branches. Go a little bit lower. Okay, so since we've cleared a few of those branches, now we've got to that part where there are pebbles we need to jump on. Well, actually, sorry, before that, we've got to swim to those pebbles. So we're going to jump into the water again, and we're going to swim in the water across to where the pebbles are, okay? So let's jump into the water. Let's start swimming. You have to swim a little bit quicker than we did last time, because like I said, it's raining quite a bit, it's getting a bit dark, so we need to make sure we try and get to the car as quickly as possible. So swim across. Come up now, we've got to the pebbles, so remember we hopped on these, one foot to the other foot, so let's see if we can do that, or that's too difficult, you can land on both feet. Direction to me. So if you see a different obstacle that you need to clear, one might need you to go higher or maybe go lower, so you might have to climb up something. Maybe a wall to try and get over the wall, okay? Or you might have to slide underneath a little gap. Okay. So that might be something you need to do. And once you've done that, guys, you might see the car, so we might just get into the car, so let's get back into the car. And now the car's going to drive back home, so we're going to take another little journey, but this time we're going back to our house. So let's take the journey, avoiding all the traffic. Okay, nearly there, guys. Oh, we've got a rest. Traffic light just shown, so we're going to have to stop in the traffic. Now when you're waiting for the light to turn green, you might balance on one foot while you're waiting. So you're waiting patiently for the light to turn back green. And while you do that, like I said, you might just hold a little bit of a balance and make it a little bit more challenging. If you get tired, you might try and change and balance on the other foot. Okay? So I'm going to count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So move it again. And eventually we're going to park up. So we've just got to our house, we're going to park up the car. And now we're going to go back into our house, so we're going to take a journey back in. You now need to get yourself ready for bed. So, let's go and splash a bit of water on our face. Make sure it's nice and clean. Clean our hands, brush our teeth. Okay, now we're going to put on our night outfit. So, you might do it with your feet off the floor, bend your knees, and then just pull your shorts or trousers up while you're balancing. Okay? Brilliant stuff. And then we're going to give everyone a wave. We say night. And now we're going to settle ourselves ready for bed. So we're going to lay. Get yourself comfortable. And you're going to close your eyes. And you're going to go to sleep. Okay, so hopefully you guys are still asleep, but I'm going to wake up just because I'm going to say bye and say thank you, and also say that we're going to go on another jungle journey next week, so make sure you check that one out, because we're going to see hopefully some different animals next time that we're going to have to imitate, and might have to do a couple other things that might make the journey a little bit more difficult. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for taking part. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you can get some practicing in your own time doing some of the things that we've done today, then that's great, whether it be at school or at home, in the garden or in the park. Some of those jumps, for example, and give those a try before next time, just so you're ready for the next lesson. So again, thank you very much, guys, and I will see you very soon.